Oh, yes, the Packers lost. The Packers lose to the Vikings 27-25, but we made an effort. We made an effort to win it back. And don't let those Vikings fans get you down, Packers fans. Remind them constantly that, yes, we lost it early. We lost it early because of too many mistakes, but at the same time, remind them you have a kicker problem. You have a kicker problem. You have a kicker problem, and hope that your rookie kicker doesn't have to win you the game in the cold of Philadelphia or in the raucous arena of Detroit. Let's be honest. Remind them of that because the Vikings played a great game. Sam Darnold had a good game as well. Had that one errant interception, but he played a great game. Had the highest passing total of his career, and he was the better quarterback today for sure. Vikings were the better team, but remember, Vikings should have won that game by more than 20 points. Or Will Riker misses a kick. It gives the Packers that small opportunity. But again, the Packers made too many mistakes and it was far too gone. But a good reminder that we made an effort, and that's all that matters. Get the win next time. But let me know what you think down in the comments below, and let's get to it. Yes, the Vikings were the better team today, but again, you didn't beat us. Wasn't an ass whooping by any stretch of the imagination. And I know you're going to say, oh, you just made it up at the last minute. Like, yeah, we did. And whose fault was that? Will Riker missing a gimme field goal. Again, he should have made that. And now the Vikings are going into the playoffs. Yes, they have a great team, but they need to stay ahead. Vikings haven't really had to come back a lot this year. And we'll see if they actually are able to, because if they get down and it's in Philadelphia, it's cold outside, Saquon Barkley is running the game down, and the Vikings have the last drive, do you want to depend on Sam Darnold in the playoffs where he's never played and then a rookie kicker to kick the ball? Probably not, but still, they'll be a tough out. They still have a chance to win the number one overall seed, although let's be honest, the Vikings will probably lose next week to Detroit because Detroit seems to be the team of destiny, at least right now. Even despite all the injuries, they do seem likely to get the number one seed, but we'll see what happens. The Packers, it all started early on in the first drive. Josh Jacobs fumbled the ball away, and that's all she wrote. I mean, the game wasn't over by any stretch of the imagination, but again, it's the kind of mistake the Packers cannot make, especially when you're missing a big target like Christian Watson. Yes, Christian Watson has had his moments where he's dropped the ball, where he's fumbled the ball, but again, having a big target like out there keeps the defense honest and makes them have to pay attention to the long, deep threat, opening up more opportunities in the middle. So yes, that definitely did hurt today. It's nice to see Javon Bullard back out there. I'm not sure Evan Williams being out there makes the Packers defense any better, makes them stop any more passes, because Hawkinson was open all day. Josh Naylor was open all day. Jefferson was open, or was kept down for most of the first half, and then he kind of got a couple catches late in the second half, but largely was kept under wraps. Addison had open yardage all day long. The Packers beat themselves again. They beat themselves, and again they had bad neutral zone infraction on the kick when the Vikings missed a field goal. That looms large. That penalty at the end of the first half, if that doesn't happen, they miss the field goal and they go only up by 7. And considering the game was was lost by 2 points, that could have been huge. Matt LaFleur dialing up a deep pass, or Jordan Love throwing a deep pass on 3rd and 5 into double coverage against a guy that hasn't had a lot of catches this year. That's a great way to lose. You're going for it on 4th down. If Jaden Reed catches that ball, the Packers get another first down and have a very good shot at a touchdown. The Packers beat themselves today. They absolutely did. And yes, the Vikings were the better team for sure. But let's be honest, the Packers did not do themselves any favors today. But again, it's important to remember the Packers are still in the playoffs. They're still in the playoffs. And now we have to root like hell that the Commies lose to the Falcons tonight and keep on to that 6th seed. Now that 6th seed looks more important than ever. I mean, still, the Packers might not go very far in the playoffs just because of how their defense has played against the best of the best, but still they've kept it close. All their losses, besides that loss to Detroit, which was by 10, all under 5 points. They're keeping in with these big teams. Yes, they're still losing, but still, the games change in the playoffs. The playoffs are a whole different animal. I'm not saying that by any stretch of the imagination, the Packers are still going to make a miracle run to the playoffs, but hey, they've fucking done it before with a very similar team like this. The Packers team that they have now is very similar to the one in 2010 when they won it all. Yes, I know they're going into a gauntlet with the Vikings are 14-2. The Lions are 13-2 right now. The Eagles are 13-3, and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are going to be tough out. Atlanta probably not so much. So if Atlanta was able to sneak in and keep Tampa Bay out, which would be absolutely hilarious. Maybe they have a shot against them. Even the Commies with Jaden Daniels. Jaden Daniels may be a rookie, but he's playing like an old pro out there right now. They're going to be tough out. I'm not saying by any stretch of the imagination the Packers are going to miraculously just get it all together and win it all. But hey, how many times in the NFL have we seen teams like that have done? The Packers were literally the first team to do it as one of the lowest seeds to win it all. Yes, I know there's a 7th seed now, but still, Packers won the Super Bowl in 2010 as the 6th seed, and they can absolutely do it again. Don't count the Packers out yet. Yes, it sucks to lose to the Vikings twice. It sucks to lose to the Lions twice. I hope the Packers can beat the Bears next week to at least keep that streak going. But the Packers can win it all in the playoffs. I know I'm going to get shit from the Vikings fans saying, your team is garbage. Well, we may have lost. But again, Will Reichard is still your kicker, and Will Reichard is not dependable in late game situations. He's already missed quite a few field goals since coming back from injury, and you have to hope, for the Vikings' sake, that it doesn't come down to a last minute kick in the cold, in the wind, in the snow. They're not going to be at the warm confines of USA Bank Stadium. They're not going to be there in the divisional round or the championship round. Now, yes, they could very well be in Detroit, so in the warm confines of Detroit, but that'll be a much more hostile crowd. There's just no counting the Packers out yet. Until the Packers are dead, until the Packers have played their last snap of the year, they are not dead. Anybody can win the Super Bowl and get hot. Yes, I know it seems very unlikely, and it probably is. Admittedly, it probably is a little unlikely after the way the Packers played for most of the game. But still, they played their hearts out at the end. They nearly got it. And yes, they nearly got that game. I wish Josh Jacobs would have been in there more than Emmanuel Wilson. But still, Packers still have a chance. They're not out. As long as you're in the playoffs, anybody can win it. Anybody can win the Super Bowl, even though we all know it's probably going to be the Chiefs because that's just what the NFL wants. So, again, Vikings fans, yeah, you may be doing well, but still, you're still going to probably, if you're going to get there, you're going to have to face the Chiefs. And we know that the NFL will make it so that the Chiefs win. You know how the Chiefs beat the Vikings in their first Super Bowl time back in the early 70s. Yeah, that's the kind of game that would happen in the playoffs, but if they played the Chiefs. But the Packers didn't play well, still made an effort at the end. The Vikings were the better team. I'm not taking anything away from the Vikings today. Just keep in mind, Vikings fans, that your kicker is maybe not the most dependable come playoff time. I'm just saying, don't forget about that. Don't think you just got this in the bag just because, we beat the Packers. We beat the Packers. You still got to beat the Lions next week. And you still have to hope the Lions, you're probably hoping for the Lions to lose against the San Francisco 49ers on Monday night, even though that's not very likely either. So we're set up for a huge matchup next week between the Vikings and the Lions. I'm sure for my poll this week about which game I am reviewing along with the Packers, the Bears game will probably be Minnesota, Detroit, because it's setting up to be one of the biggest games of the year, may even be the biggest game of the year. But let me know what you think down in the comments below. I will have a poll up after this video comes out in the next hour or so. So watch for that. Which game should I review next week? Along with Packers Bears. I know everybody's going to pick Vikings Lions, but I'm going to have a couple other options, just like I always do. But let me know what you think down in the comments below. Packers fans, don't keep your heads down. I know it sucks. We'll get past it. It's just a loss. I mean, it's only a 2-point loss. It's not the end of the world. Sure, we got swept by the Vikings for the first time in a while, but we'll get them next year. And hey, if the Packers win their first round game, there's a large chance that the Packers play either the Vikings or the Lions in the second round. So we may still have another chance to beat them, even though it may seem very unlikely right now. But let me know what you think down in the comments below. Have a great day, and as always, God bless, and go Pack Go.